Oh, gotta just give it a second here, guys. I'm sorry. Um, we're gonna be looking at Moderna here in a minute, and then we're gonna be returning to IBRX from yesterday. In general, we got a nice solid bounce out of the Qs and the SPY. Looks like Tesla's earnings and optimistic outlook kind of giving everything a bump, which is fine. You know, we need software, we need technology, including car technology, to kind of find ways to continue to keep the bullish thesis intact, which is tech is going to lead us into the future. So as long as that there's just some sort of narrative out there that tech is, exponentially, it's keeping. I forget what's that theory. I forget what it is. It's just like the acceleration of technology only accelerates more of its development and integration. So more and more technology, things become quicker. So as long as that keeps up, I think we'll be okay, guys. Because things will become cheaper and more profitable, which as long as there's technology and there's a new shiny toy for them to eat up, that QQQ is going to keep grinding higher, and it's going to take the SPY with it, and it's going to take the Dow with it as well. Now, for healthcare, obviously, developments in technology is going to help out healthcare. Why? Because it's very expensive. The people who, the personnel, the staff that run these or that are involved in healthcare are very expensive. And if you can find ways to make sure that they don't mess up, or if you can replace a few people in that system, so I hate to just put it this way, but that's what they're going to really probably focus on at first. They're already doing drug development. You don't have to hire an army of scientists to come up with new drugs and biologics nowadays. You can just press a computer and be like, hey, don't stop until you come up with a million different new formulas for these different types of drugs. And pick the best one. I want you to test it inside your computer a million times and give me the best one, and then we'll go forward with that one. That's what they're doing now. It's sped up development. It's made it cheaper. So imagine that spreading to every facet of healthcare. Payers using AI to determine what can they afford to do, what they can't afford to do, who should be kicked off coverage, who should stay on. They'll figure all that stuff out. Anyway, so let's get into it. Pfizer looks pretty good here, and then Q's grinding up. Nice little gap up here. Let's take a look at. I was looking at Fate, still looking at Fate, see for a bounce, but I am. She reacquired the downtrend. Whatever. Let's go to. Let's take a look at Moderna first. That's the one that popped up this morning. Apparently, they're working with. Who's the AI guy? OpenAI, which is, what do they do? They have which one? The Chat GPT one. Speaking of AI and things just being automated, look where, now this has been here. I didn't put this in yet. I haven't even looked at the chart yet. Look where it hit. Right? Take a look at the candle. 113.93. Right there, guys. Right on it. Nailed it. Already hits parameter. Now, that's the thing. If we take a look at the 1 minute chart, go down to it. So here's the high, right? What was that, the 8 o'clock reset? Or no, was that... Oh, no, maybe that was during their earnings call. At 8:47. So that's their... What are they going to do with this? So this is 9:30? Yeah, okay. So this is... That might be one. And I'm going to put one here. Let's do this. Go like that. Let's thin this one out a little bit too. And then we'll do an acceleration down. There's the first. So already broke that one, right? So that's a good sign. So if you're looking to add or get in here, it already had its first acceleration broke to the downtrend. Here's, I'm going to go off this because that goes right through the middle. So it's already broke that one. Let's put the 5 minute in there as well, so we have something to look for. Now, we did the same exercise yesterday with IBRX, right? So we look at, and I'll go over that in just a minute too. I'll go back to IBRX because what we were talking about yesterday. Now let's, if you remember what happened yesterday, you want to look at what's happening here with Moderna, right? So we have a sell-off after the news, right? And so what we're looking for is this to continue its sell-off, right? Or actually, this could be, do we have a time frame? No. So we're going to have to wait for this one. We're going to have to wait for this to roll over a little bit more. And what we're looking for is a lower low. We might get that soon enough. Because I think we technically already have it on the 1 minute. So we have it on the 1 minute, right? Yeah, we do. We already have a bullish divergence on the 1 minute. What I mean that is a lower RSI to a higher share price to a lower share price to a higher RSI, right? So here's the lower share price, right? But the RSI is higher than the previous low, right? So there's some strength, and that technically has actually happened already on the 5 minutes. So this could be a short-term reversal. It's already trading outside the 1 minute Keltner channel, so we should see a snapback. The question is if there's enough momentum. So if you're looking for an actual break here, right? So we have from the proximal high, this is from the open, and let's put one in here where you can have an add. So here's this one. There's the one from the opening. Now let's do from the low, and this can help you kind of see where this can be kind of your parameters for the reversal. Oh my gosh. You know what I want. I guess you don't. Never mind. There we go. All right, so she's below that. You're going to have to wait. She could hammer right here. If she closes below this anchored VWAP from the low, you just got to hang on. See? So this could be the sign of the reversal. So you have this anchored VWAP. If she closes above this can, because obviously it would be a hammer too in terms of like a candlestick formation, right? Or a candle indicator here. So it's looking bearish. Now the question is this the start of another downtrend, Ray? So you come over here, take a look. Right now, yes. Now, right now, you can also see a potential for an upward. Oh, never mind. Actually, you know what? Let's hold on here, because here's this trend. She might bounce right here. Okay, so here's the lower R. Okay, so she's going to continue. Should be continuing a sell-off here, because the 5 minute RSI is coming down. Okay. Just give it a minute. She'd have to hammer hard right here. Absolutely just blast right back up. But now that she's trading below, and then she got rejected on this anchored VWAP from the proximal low here. So we have to wait. All right, let's go to IBRX. And we could talk about what happens when this does work out correctly yesterday. She's up a little bit today, but let's go back to yesterday, right? So it was around 10:30 that we kind of gave up and we put up the parameters, which was, hey, what happens when you have these bullish divergences? You have the crossover in the RSI, crossover in a anchored VWAPs, right? So we were talking yesterday, yeah, again, it was like around 10 o'clock where we gave up on this conversation. We said, hey, we'll revisit it later. Now we're revisiting it. We put this, we painted these all early in the morning, right? So that's from the high. Notice that these downtrends were important, right? When they broke, they became retested, and that's when this, like, for example, this one, she broke out, retested, and that's when she really started to accelerate. Are we still in the 1 minute here? Why is this dotted? Did I not show it on the 1 minute? Okay, all right. It's just not showing it. All right, so the idea here was you had these two parameters, like, candles that set up the range, right? And I said at this point, if she rolls over, you got to wait. And, if the higher, the proximal high, which was the near term, right? That's the closest one. Proximal high breaks the recent low, which it did. We let it roll over, right? And then you just hang out, and you look for here, which was the sign of a higher bullish divergence on the 5 minute and the 1 minute RSIs, which we did get, right? So here's the lower share price, but the higher RSI. The dotted line is the 5 minute. So we got that both in terms of the 1 minute and the 5 minute, right? Both bounced off that. Right, so that would have been in this area, probably right around, probably would have waited, I guess. Yeah, we probably would have looked for, I would assume here would have been our sign, because I would have looked for this sucker once we started to see this setup. So it probably would have been at like 1023 would have been where we take it, right? We hang on to it, and obviously the lower low. So I guess we'd be risking what? Only like 10 cents here, really. But our ad, right? Our ad would have been break of the previous low, anchored VWAP. So that would have been the red sucker. We would have added on this candle here and then let it run. Now we would have held on to it the moment it crossed. So the green got back above the red, which is, they're basically stacked up here. So at this point, I would have been neutral. But when the green got above the red, which was later on in the day, they're basically stacked up the rest of the way. But and honestly, at this point, we would just hold on to it until she breaks it, which she hasn't yet, right? Oh, she did. Early this morning at 5:32. Well, what that would have got us was probably an average, probably nothing really. But that would be a day trade. That'd be a bad example. Right, yeah. We wouldn't have gotten rid of all of it. Now, where we would have taken profits... profits would have been probably taken... let's see... here. Yeah. So... once she broke above, that's probably where we would have taken, yeah, some profits outside the 5 minute Keltner channel. She gets out here the moment you start to see some weakness. Yeah, so maybe anywhere between 565 and 69, and taking her from just below 5. So a large enough position would have made you some money. So now the all out would have been, so there's your profits. So yeah, take profits probably, and then reduce the position another 50% on the break below. So we would have had a little remainder, and then the final all out once you've booked profits and you're holding on to a position and you do want to get all the way out of it. The final break would have been this sucker. Let's see. Let's put this in a purple so we can see it a little better. So, interesting day. But notice how, like, once the low was set in, notice how, like, look, why was it like perfect here? Right, the purple started to give it support, gave it support, gave it support, gave it support. All this support, guys. Notice that, right? Is that still in play right now? That's the question. Not really. No. So she's done. New algo for the day. So she was day traded extensively yesterday. All right, let's clear the board here. Total 6. Remove. I'm just gonna remove these. Huh. All right, let's go back out to the 1 minute here, or the daily, just to see how IBRX is stacking up here. And then we'll call it a day. Like I said yesterday, look, she's stacked right in between that. All right, let's go to Moderna real quick. Turn back and see how she's holding up. Take a look at that in 1 minute. Let's go from the low here. What's your low? Proximal low is here. Not proximal, pivot low, I guess I'd say. Let's go to the 1 minute. Put the 5 minute in there. Yikes. So we got it. We got the bullish divergence there. Higher 5 minute RSI, higher 1 minute. So what we'd like to see, oh no, you already got it. I was gonna say what we'd like to see is it breaks above this sucker, which it did. Kind of retested it, and now she's getting a bump from it. So you can see this is in play here. Right, she's sitting right on it, so she's gonna. The angle of attack favors the upside, but this is probably pretty heavy because it's from, today's high. But yet this is from today's low, I believe, right? Well, no. So we'll see. Oh yeah, she's already cracking through. She'd have to really pop through it right now. All right, we'll end it there. Anyway, I'm not saying that this is a major. It's probably a spike on the name, but is it material right now? I thought, like, Moderna already. I don't know. It's interesting. Partnership. Yeah. Sounds good. All right, I'll end it there. Good luck, guys.